Alright everybody, welcome back to the third episode of MetaTrainer. Today we're going to go over experience as a whole. We're going to talk about the Bubblestrat and the Lucky Egg evolution method. In the end, I think the Lucky Egg evolution method wins out. Alright, we're also going to get into levels today. I want to talk about trainer levels and Pokemon levels because they are two separate things. Your Pokemon has an independent level of its own that's not visible. Figuring out your Pokemon level is a little more difficult than you'd think. You have to go into the Pokemon, so right here, let's check for Caterpie. And you see the white CP bar at the top section of the screen is what actually tells you what level your Pokemon is. You can think of it as the grayed out section expanding every time your level goes up to account for the new levels that you can outfit in. A Pokemon can only be equal to its trainer level plus half of a level. Every time you power up a Pokemon, you get half of a level for it. So 2 power-ups per trainer level. Alright, so now let's get into the Bubblestrat. To put Bubblestrat simply, you want to get one Pokemon that has 23 or so CP with low IVs, that has Bubble as its first move, and another Pokemon that's like 11, maybe a Diglett, that's fast enough to hit that Pokemon twice before the bubble animation finishes. What this lets you do is prestige your own gym. So training a Pokemon against your own in a gym, if you throw the horsey up in the gym, and then you start attacking it with your Diglett, and you should be able to kill it without taking damage. So then you get 100 experience for free without spending any potions or anything. Now, the Pokemon that you have to use are pretty specific, and you have to get the right IVs on them. Something with too high or too low attack for either the attacker or defender can break the whole system. Because if that bubble hits you even once, you're going to wind up spending potions on healing that Diglett, which is kind of the reason that this works, is that you don't have to spend any resources to get experience. I posted the link in the description for an infographic that I found on Reddit that explains the Bubblestrat and kind of which Pokemon work best and what you want to exactly look for. I think that explains the exact mechanics of what you want to use. I just want everyone to remember that it's really hard to get 10 friends to go out and take a gym together. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. I've seen a level 10 gym like once, and it didn't seem to be anyone that was teamed up. But let me know, tell me about your experiences with Bubblestrat if you use it. So I do have a level 10 Meowth here, and he might wind up being my Bubblestrat Pokemon. I'm pretty sure that he's usable. I just need to get myself a Horsey that's got 10 CP also to be the defender, and I should be able to do it at least by myself. We'll see how efficient it is for one person. I've got a feeling it doesn't really start paying off until you have 4 people. So where the 750,000 number comes from in 24 hours, which would be 24 hours of constant gym attacking, no Lucky Egg, which is nice, but I mean, that's a really unreasonable figure in the first place. Let's just break it down to 8 hours for 250,000 experience. That's something that, a human can do. I know these numbers have been flying around on the web a lot as kind of the best leveling strategy, but I just don't think it works out to be that great because you need to have 9 other friends on your team with that good Bubblestrat attacker to fill a gym up. So if all 10 of you go out, fill a gym up, so all 10 slots have that weak attacker that's around 23 CP, and then your Diglett comes in and kills all 10 of them in a row, you get 1,000 experience per gym attack, right? That's where those huge numbers come from. It's not really realistic. I mean, I've never seen a group of 10 people from the same team out doing that sort of thing. 4 is probably the lowest number that I'd go with for Bubblestrat. Just the amount of time that you're going to spend and also the effort. I mean, it's an intensive activity to sit there and just attack gyms as fast as you can, never let an attack through. I mean, it's not realistic for the average player, and I think we should all kind of stick to the Lucky Egg evolution method because over, in the next month, 2-3 months, the people that have been sticking to that egg evolution rigorously and not wasting time on their Lucky Eggs aren't going to have to spend a lot of money, and you're still going to be able to compete. Alright, so I'll just quickly explain the way that I do Lucky Eggs, and what I think is one of the more efficient strategies for leveling up in Pokemon Go. I like to save Pidgey, Weedle, and Caterpie until I have 60 Pokemon total and 600 candies to evolve all of them. 600 candies because effectively the Pokemon costs 12 to evolve, and you get 1 for evolving it, and you also get 1 when you transfer it at the end. As long as you have 1 or 2 bonus candies left over, you can just divide the number of candies that you have total by 10 and see how many Pokemon you can actually evolve. So if you had 172 candies, that would be just enough to do 17 evolutions of Pidgey into Pidgeotto. The best time to use a Lucky Egg is when you have 60 Pokemon ready to evolve. You want to spend the full 30 minutes of that Lucky Egg evolving. So 60 Pokemon should guarantee that you have enough to last you the entire time. If you have a newer device or you're doing the method where you close the game out and restart it instead of watching the evolve animation, you might want to wait for a little bit more. But I just like to do 60. That winds up working out to be almost exactly 30 minutes for me. And it takes about a full Pokebox for me to get to the point where I have enough Pidgey, Weedle, and Caterpie to do them all. Personally, I've never found the need for extra Pokemon storage. By the time I'm reaching 230, 240, 250, I should be ready to do a Pidgey, Weedle, Caterpie evolve spree. Another thing to keep in mind is that it's good to keep first Pokedex entries for use when you're doing a Lucky Egg. Just to give you an idea of how many Pokemon it takes to be completely efficient with that Lucky Egg, I'm going to show you where I am right now. I'm just at the point where I want to evolve Pidgey, Weedle, and Caterpie, and I have a couple more to transfer, so it won't be quite this many. I have 330 candies for Pidgey, so 33, and actually this is a good example because if the first number in the amount of candies that you have, so the 0 for my Pidgeys, if that's 0, 1, or 2, you have to subtract 1 from the total amount of things you can evolve. It's just because you don't get the candies until after you evolve it, so you can still do the math as if they only cost 10 apiece. You just need to make sure that you have at least 2 or 3 stockpiled already, or you won't have enough to carry through that last one. And that should be plenty. So I should be right up against the line with my Pidgeys. I could transfer more Caterpies. I think I have 8, enough for 8 Rattata evolves. Yeah, approaching 8. So I'm going to transfer my 3 lowest Rattatas. Anytime something's not 10 to 20 CP, you don't have to worry about it for being able to use it in the Bubblestrat. So really that whole mid-range is what you want to transfer. I would still save your really low-level Pokemon for Bubblestrat and try it yourself. I mean, I'm definitely going to try it when I get a chance to go out to a gym, and I'll try to show you guys the results. So now that I've checked the Caterpie, Weedle, and Pidgey candies that I have and how many of them I should evolve and transfer, which I still haven't transferred my Caterpie and Weedle yet, but I'll get to that right before I do my Lucky Egg. You also want to go down while still sorting by number and just kind of start looking through the stuff that you have. And so here's what I was saying about Starmie being a good attacker, right? Now, I just found this 594 Starmie out in the wild and caught it like that. Let's see, it looks like it's like level probably 23, 24, something like that. And I can tell that by the arc on the CP bar, right? If the bar is completely full, that means it's your trainer level plus half. You can kind of estimate Pokemon level this way, and there are little ways to like make screen cutouts and put them over your phone to tell exact levels, but you have to have a different one for each trainer level, and it just seems like too much work to me. So this Staryu I'm probably going to keep and use him as an attacker. Above average, but whatever. He can still do what I need him to do. And lots of EVs. So I'm going to transfer. I don't want to spend all my EV candy. I like to keep some of them because I can just keep finding stronger and stronger EVs. I'm actually going to transfer everything up until that's 730. I'll keep the 730. This Execute I'm so torn on because it's in the 60 to 80 percentile range. I want to say it's like 70, 65, something like that. But its CP is just so high that I kind of want to just evolve it now and get that Executor. It's only important for you to do the more complicated evolves if they're going to be good attackers for you or if you're going to get a lot of experience out of them from the new Pokedex entry. So I'll wind up doing the EVs first more than likely, and then Caterpie and Weedle, Pidgey. I doubt I'll get through all of that. I should have enough between them to last the full 30 minutes. But that's how many Pokemon you'll need in the end, in general, before you'll be ready to evolve. So if you're not quite sure if you're there, you think you're kind of on the line, just wait. There's no real reason to pull the trigger early. This is a game that takes a long period of time to get up, and your first 2 Lucky Eggs are going to be more important than really all of them afterwards. So I've been going over the math for all this, and I wanted to add a little something in with the Lucky Egg evolution method, right? Because you normally think of it as 60,000 experience, but it's actually kind of closer to 100,000 experience, somewhere in between 90 and 100. In the end, using that 1 Lucky Egg just during the evolve spree will kind of net you 100,000 experience because you're also spinning enough Pokestops to get the Pokeballs that you need to catch those things, and then we're accounting for the fact that Pidgey, Weedle, and Caterpie are only about 40% of the Pokemon that you catch. That's just a general average too. It could be very different for you. But when we look at all those numbers, the amount that we're getting using this method is about 100,000 experience per Lucky Egg. And you get 2 of them by the time you're level 10. So if you can just hold off until level 9, catch as much as you can, save up, wait, and then do a 60 Pokemon evolve spree, you only have to do 2 Lucky Eggs to get up to level 20. I mean, I'll break that math down for you if people really want, but I kind of promise to keep that out of this and to just tell you the overall result of it. Now, level 20 is not that hard to hit. By level 9, you get your first Lucky Egg, and at 10, you get your second one. If you use those 2 to do that general 100 experience method that I was talking about, with using your Lucky Eggs for 60k of the evolution experience, and then getting a little bit extra for great throws, getting some Pokestops and gyms on the side for the other 40k, you really should only need to use 2 Lucky Eggs to get up to level 20, at which point you'll have, I think, 3 more. So level 30 is a little different than level 20, in that by the time you're 25, you'll have gotten 6 free Lucky Eggs from the game. using those first 2 to get you that first 200,000 experience. That falls way short of how many eggs it takes to get to level 30. If we were doing the 100,000 experience method approximately per egg, that would take about 20 lucky eggs total. Problem is, even the egg that you get at level 25 is kind of too far away for you to keep using this method without running out of lucky eggs. That's why I think the first couple coins that you spend in the game should be on lucky eggs. I think if you follow this method, you should be able to avoid putting money into the game and still hit level 30 at a fairly competitive rate. You just have to focus all of your energy on experience until you're at that level 30 point. The 2 to 3 lucky eggs that you get up to level 20, which you get your third one by level 15, that'll be enough to carry you up to 20. Don't spend any money until you're level 20 and you're sure that you want to keep playing this game. Because the resources are already there. You just don't have to spend that money, so why would you? At level 30, on the other hand, I don't think it's necessarily a horrible idea to spend $10 and get the 25 lucky eggs. If you were just going to spend money on one thing in this game, that would be my suggestion for it. Then later you could spend your coins that you just get from capturing gems and things like that on incubators and maybe bag space. I think it's good to stress that saving resources that can wind up netting you more experience in the long run is an important tactic to being able to get up to level 30 within a reasonable amount of time. I know it's tempting to just pull the trigger on lucky eggs, but it's just going to lead to you spending money. Alright, that's going to wrap up this episode. I know the Bubblestrat wound up being a little bit of a letdown, but if you just pay attention and stick to using lucky eggs the way that I described, and stay as efficient as possible with your use of them and the time that they give you, you can rocket through this game. Now, if you want, you can just watch the rest of my Evolve Spree go, just to see that final 60k bonus at the end. I don't actually know what it's going to get to yet. I haven't shot it, so we'll see. Can we get like a third sound, like can the train go by?